Hello, good afternoon, good morning, and welcome to the igus Press Conference 2023 and the igus News 2023. Decarbonization and reducing CO2 are mega topics and also Hanover Show topics. For igus, recycling, circular economy is one major element of decarbonization. We showed you this igus bike last year, and two news on that right away to start off. Number one, last year we announced we would make it also from virgin material, no more. We will make this bicycle only exclusively from post-consumer plastic waste, and we start with a supply chain from discarded fisher nets. And the other news is that together with our partner Material Bike, the young startup in Holland, we decided that igus will get the job after all to produce the bicycle and market it, so there will be an igus bike consumer brand. We were quite busy in the last 10 months in the lab and in development. The completely grease-free plastic ball bearing makes it up to 21,000 kilometers, now also in salt water for the winter. The crank, 20,000 kilometers. Freewheeling gear and sprockets all are being tested in the lab, and very good for us, the structural parts, the fork and the frame, pass very stringent external tests, so we are sure now that we can produce these structural parts from discarded shampoo bottles from consumer plastic waste. igus will start the sales in the Cologne area end of August. Cologne is flat, it's an urban bike, and we will observe very closely customers' reaction, performance, and test some service packages around it. Hanover Show, 190 news for igus. It's a record for us. Our company's goals are improve what moves with motion plastics, reduce CO2, and ideally have zero plastic waste, and make it easy for our customers. Under the motto enjoyneering, this year we show 10 internal digital products that we think will unleash engineering power for our clients with play. And I show you one app that I use the word, find very cool, and we start with that. It's the igus Go app, igus Go Loop Free. Here's Alexa.
Hello
Some
there.
of you know her.
Welcome. Hi,
Alexa,
Frank.
welcome to you. She's usually the head of international marketing. Today you double as the design engineer of a bicycle.
Exactly.
And your terrible boss tells you make it lightweight, long-lasting, and completely grease-free. And how does the igus Go Loop Free help you?
Well, I have the igus Go app installed on my iPad, and I'm just going to take a picture of the application in front of me of this bike with you in the background. Yes.
And I'm not. That's okay.
You're not disturbing.
Okay.
And it brings me to an overview. It recognizes the application and brings me to an overview of potentials where igus motion plastics have been successfully installed in a bicycle.
If it had been a different bicycle?
It doesn't matter. The app recognizes the category bike, and it'll show us every successful application of igus motion plastics.
So basically everything that moves in a bicycle. That's right. The rear swing arm is a very ardent application. Plastic bearings really in it, can we see?
Yeah, let's look into here. It's described. If we scroll down, we'll see a variety of bearings that have been already successfully used.
Okay, so in different makers and different brands.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I recognize J3. Can you click on that?
Let's take a look. We're linked right into the online shop, and there we can see the price of the part, delivery time.
Okay, now I want to know how long it lasts in my bicycle.
No problem.
Our bicycle.
No problem. We can link you right into the lifetime calculator, and you can calculate this.
Okay, so this igus Go app, we will show it in Hanover, and in the summer we will have it for hundreds of applications. So if you are engineering a coffee machine or water turbine or anything in between, you take a photo and the igus app will lead you, supported by artificial intelligence, will lead you to the right solution and to all these services. On Hanover, we show it on an excavator and agricultural tractor. And this is a good point now to give the show to Tobias. Tobias is in Hanover, and he will give a short introduction and then start with the first news. How do we make an excavator really loop-free? Tobias.
I'm here at our approximately 500 square meter booth in Hall 6 in Hanover. As you can see, construction is still going on everywhere. Both exhibition stands are the stage for 190 product news from all motion plastic areas. Under the motto enjoyneering, we show how visitors can achieve engineering excellence in a playful way. The focus is of course on our lubrication and maintenance-free high-performance plastics, which customers can use to improve their technology and reduce costs. Calculable online and delivered quickly. This ranges from energy chains, cables, also harness, to cost-effective robotics. Plain, spherical, linear ball bearings or gear wheels, to smart plastics that enable condition monitoring and predictive maintenance as a part of Industry 4.0. With our product solution, we are already represented in many industries worldwide. Our motion plastics can be found in machine tools as well as in bottling plants or on cranes. And you have probably already met igus products without even knowing it. In your fully automatic coffee machine, your office chair, your car, or in your bicycle. Especially in the agriculture or the construction machinery industry, our motion plastics show their advantages. They are corrosion-free, they do not need to be lubricated, no grease gets onto the field, and dirt does not stick. Maintenance and downtime can be significantly reduced. Two special innovations that we have developed for this industry are now presented to you by our product manager for heavy-duty applications, Uwe Sund.
I'm very proud to present today 3 new Iglidur products. We have developed our brand new Iglidur Q3E multi-component bearing specifically for extreme loads, for example in agriculture or construction machinery. In the 2-component injection molding process, the excellent tribological specifications of Iglidur Q3 are combined with the extreme rigidity of a second material. The 2 materials are processed together directly in one step and are literally fused together. The extremely strong material of the outer shell gives the bearing enormous mechanical stability. Surface pressure up to at most 130 MPa is possible. Iglidur Q3E is the perfect link between the homogeneously structured Iglidur materials and the Igutex product family of our wound fiber composites. It is ideal for applications in the load range of 45 MPa to 75 MPa and offers almost the performance of a fiber composite bushing at the coast of an injection molded part. And of course, it is maintenance-free and lubrication-free. In addition to the Iglidur Q3E, I would like to introduce you to another innovation for heavy-duty applications. Under the umbrella brand Igutex, we have developed an independent product series of fiber composites. This series is characterized by its winding technique structures that can absorb high forces. At the same time, the technology allows for an integration of solid lubricants. We are now expanding the Igutex product series with our youngest member, Igutex TX3. In applications in which our Iglidur materials reach the limits of what is technically possible due to extreme operating conditions and maximum loads, Igotex T3 shows its strengths. This can be construction machinery, crane applications, or applications in the offshore sector. We developed a material that can be used under high forces while providing a long service life on relatively soft and rough shafts. An endurance runner that works reliably under adverse environmental conditions. Of course, maintenance-free and lubrication-free at up to 100 MPa. Lubrication-free solutions and thus more environmentally conscious and sustainable solutions are increasingly demanded by our customers, not only from the heavy-duty sector. In our development, we therefore pay great attention to how we can also develop resource-saving products. One result of this is the new material Iglidur N94, which consists of 94% renewable raw materials. As already with all our materials, Iglidur N94 is of course tribologically optimized and developed for technical use. Above all, however, it also has a calculable service life.
After the brand new N94 material, we want to take another step towards sustainability. And why you see a forest behind me, I will explain you in just a minute. Last year, we were already able to present our linear plain bearings made of Iglidur J4. They are characterized by a reduced carbon footprint of more than 60% compared to the standard bearing. The reason is simple. They are produced to a large extent from recycled material. As can be clearly seen, the sliding films have very large contact surfaces compared to ball bearings. The resulting low surface pressure allows the plain bearings to be used even on soft surfaces. They have been proving this for years on aluminum and carbon fiber shafts. This year, we are focusing on a particularly sustainable material. Can this renewable raw material be an alternative to energy-intense steel or aluminum, locally produced all over the world? With this design study, we are testing the pairing of plastic against wood. For this purpose, we were testing various wooden round shafts in our laboratory, oak, cherry, maple, and others, against different linear plain bearings and compare them with the steel shafts that have been tested for decades. And the whole thing was done on the same test equipment and under the same conditions, for sure. The evaluations show astonishing results. The wear rates determined for the wooden shafts differ only slightly from the results on steel or aluminum. Perhaps even more interesting is a look at the friction values, which are most important for the drive force. This shows that dry running wood pairings fail quickly and catastrophically. You see it in the diagram behind me on the left side. Of course, we also know that wood is prone to warping over time. But under stable ambient conditions, many kinds of wood are well suited for dry running against plastic. And this is not only interesting for furniture applications, but also tiny houses and so on. We don't currently sell wooden shafts yet, but we are prepared for anyone who wants to design sustainable with wood. We have the expertise and can help with the selection of suitable materials. And the bearing liner made of Iglidur J4 is also easy to disassemble and can be recycled. Cradle to cradle, low carbon footprint, and sustainable disposal. But wood is not the right solution everywhere. Enter with me the sterile world of stainless steel, following the motto, without corners and edges. Special rules apply in the food, pharmaceutical, and cosmetics industries. In these hygienically very demanding environments, microbial contamination of the end product must be avoided at all costs during production. The selection of suitable materials and their geometric design are crucial. At best, the materials used comply with FDA and EU specifications. In our case, these are high alloy stainless steels and the high performance plastic Iglidur A160 for our new linear system. The roughness of all surfaces must be less than 0.8 microns, so that no microbial surfaces are created. The design, and especially the connection of all the individual parts that are used, is important. Radii must be larger than 3 millimeters. Gaps must be sealed or avoided by special welding and soldering processes. Why do we need this effort? In machines and facilities that have to be cleaned daily, it must be ensured that all parts of the system can come into contact with the cleaning agents. In other words, blind angels must be avoided. After the cleaning process, liquids must run off unhindered to prevent the formation of permanent damp areas, because these would be a risk of bacterial proliferation at its best. Especially when CIP, cleaning in place, is needed. The easy handling is important, which we would like to demonstrate now. Michael?
Thank you, Stefan. The linear guide is in a detergent environment, and now we are recreating a cleaning process. No sharp edges or corner, big cleaning grooves. The water just runs off. But more important, if I turn the unit, there's no liquid left to run down.
That's the most important thing. It's easy to clean. And in order to test the maximum effectiveness for our measures, igus has joined the EHEDG, European Hygienic Engineering and Design Group, for the first time this year, an association of equipment suppliers to the food industry and various research institutes, as well as the healthcare sector. We are very much looking forward to this cooperation and are striving for various certifications in the field of hygienic design. And now we'll hand over to our colleague Lena with the latest news in plastic ball bearings.
This year, we also have some interesting innovations from our new businesses. My colleagues Patrick, Tom, and I will present a small selection to you today. Extremely high temperatures and highly aggressive chemicals are part of the daily business in semiconductor and battery production for the vehicle industry. Requirements for the machines that are used for production are also high. This includes even the smallest component. For example, a ball bearing. To meet these special requirements, we developed the Xerox A500 ball bearing as a specialist for chemical and temperature resistance. In response to specific customer demand from the industry, we now offer a new ball material in addition to stainless steel and glass balls. Ceramic balls made of zirconium oxide offer particularly high chemical and thermal resistance. Based on our cage material Iglidur J3, which was developed for standard temperatures and has already proven itself successfully in terms of wear resistance, we have also developed the new high-temperature cage material Xerodur F500. With this cage, our lubrication-free Xerox ball bearings not only withstand continuous operating temperatures of 150 degrees Celsius, but are also resistant to a lot of chemicals. But not only that, Tests in our own lab show that the reinforced cage material achieves a service life that is up to 50% longer than comparable A500 ball bearing cages. For a particularly durable and chemical-resistant solution, customer can choose a combination of the A500 ball bearing with a new F500 cage. With the new high-temperature materials, the A500 ball bearings become the ideal bearing solution for application fields such as the semiconductor and chemical industry.
Sometimes things have to happen very fast. For example, when a machine is due for maintenance, but the required special component is not in stock. But how do you get a customized turning or milling component in such a situation and in the shortest possible time? That's easy. With our CNC service 2.0, which will shortly be available in Germany and Austria, and later this year in other countries as well. The free online tool with an improved user interface and new features allows fast order processing with just a few clicks. Users simply need to upload a 3D model of their component and immediately receive a live component analysis with price information. The tool itself recognizes whether it's a turned, a milled, or a turn-milled part and automatically selects the suitable Iglidor semi-finished material from plate or round bar. The key feature of the tool is the automated feasibility analysis. First, our tool gives the user visual feedback when manufacturing critical points have been found on the 3D model. This feature is being continuously expanded. Second, we offer the possibility of checking technical drawings as PDF or image files automatically. The user gets immediate feedback on tolerances and other specifications on the drawing. All of this is the basis for being able to provide reliable price information that is updated in seconds, depending on the choice of material, quantity, tolerances, and delivery time. Transparency is key here. The tool also tells you when it cannot calculate something. For example, because of a manufacturing problem or because the CNC machine part is very complex. Another feature that soon will be available in the tool is the integrated lifetime prediction for gliding applications. Thanks to many tests in our own lab, we collect data that can be used as the basis for calculating the service life of our products very easily and quickly. If everything fits, the lubrication-free parts can be added to the usual igus shopping cart to request a quote or order directly online. And then it can quickly go into production. In very urgent cases, there's also the express option, ready for shipment in 3 to 4 days.
Yeah, and by the way, we not only do online calculation for turning and milling, we do it also for 3D printing, where we produce these parts by additive manufacturing. You upload the 3D model and you get immediately the price for your 3D printed special part. And yeah, that's also the first new stuff we have for you. We overworked our online print service. We added several new functions so that we call it now 3D print service 3.0. The first thing is we improved the lifetime calculation so that you now click on a surface where the sliding is happening. This can be an even surface or this can be an inside diameter. And then you put in some more data about your application like load and speed. And then you get lifetime information of all the materials we have in here. It's more than 50 materials in total. And yeah, this helps you to find out what's the best material for your application regarding what needs you have. If you have a very challenging application with high loads and high speeds, where you need to have a high performance polymer, or for example, where you have an application where load and speed are not that challenging, so that you can choose a low-cost material for your application. So yeah, this makes it at the end much easier for you to find the best solution for your application. And besides that, it also helps you to find the most sustainable solution, because since you know the lifetime of the part in your application, you have a better feeling or understanding what will be the sustainability of the part or of the material. But what else did we added? We added several reworking functions so that you can now order 3D printed online parts with rework. For example, when we add a thread like M3 or M5 or M6 or whatever, you just pick the hole where the thread needs to be added, and then we rework it after the printing into the part. And yeah, this you now can calculate very easy online. But what else did we add? We also did the calculation of reaming. For example, if you have a roller or a gear where you need to have very good clearances in the inside diameter, then you can also pick online the hole where we would need to do the reaming, and then you would have a much better clearance at this point. These were two reworking options which were requested very often, and that's why we added them to our online tooling. But what else did we do? We added several new materials and methods. For example, our big scale print service with Iclido I150 and Iclido I151, you get now prices for parts up to a size of 1 meter by a half meter by a half meter. So that's very, very new. And on the other hand, also for very tiny parts, like our Iclido i3000, what we presented already last year. This is the first resin. Resin is a fluid 3D printing material, which is the first resin especially made for wear and friction. And the wear resistance is 30 to 60 times better compared to regular resins. This is now also available online. You just upload the model and you get immediately prices of your special wear parts by DLP printing. Furthermore, we improved the formula out of Iclido i3000, so the strength is now improved by 90% and the stiffness is improved by 100%, so that we have in general now a much better material with the same wear and friction properties than before. As I already told you, 30 to 60 times longer lasting than regular resins on the market. And besides that, we improved also the processability, so that it's now on most DLP printers that it can be processed, and that it can be even processed on LCD printers, which are low-cost resin printers starting from 400 euros. Yeah, these were the news from the new businesses, and now I give over to Alexander Mühlens from the low-cost automation.
Alexa, Rebel dance for me. Alexa, Rebel stop. Hi together, and this is exactly what we mean with digital transformation. My voice controlled Amazon Alexa in the cloud, and Amazon Alexa controlled the Rebel. Welcome to the news of low-cost automation. We have with us this year, or this week, 52 news. But don't be afraid, I will tell only something to perhaps 40 news. Low-cost automation stands for affordable automation. That means our mission is to make robots cheap. How do we doing that? We are doing that by using plastic as much as we can, especially for the motion parts. Not everyone is believing us that we are doing 98% of all the robot parts by ourselves. That means the molding part, that means the drilling part, but also the PCBs, also the firmware and the software programming. As a symbol for this revolution of affordable robots, there is the Rebel, a 60 UF cobot for 4,970 euros, only 8.2 kilogram. He can handle 2 kilogram payload. That's nearly 25%. I think this is really great. What is new with the Rebel? We tested the Rebel with the Institute for Working Safety for all cobot demands. This is the TS in accordance to the TS 15066. This is the cobot norm. This is very important for all applications where the cobot is directly in contact to humans for cooperation or collaboration applications. I'm totally proud that I can announce that there's a new family member to the Rebel family, the Rebel Kit. KIT stands for kinematic in didactic, so for the education industry. But it was like always in life, the first visitor who saw this Rebel Kit said, this kit is perfect, I want to put it over the head into my machine, because then I can use 3 cameras out of my machine, because the Rebel can move 1 camera to every position. This robot only costs around 4,000 euros, is only 4 kilogram. The weight is only 4 kilogram. It can handle up to 1 kilogram payload, and through the lightweight, it's perfect for mobile robots or mobile applications in general. This is our first mission, affordable robotics, but for sure for an affordable or low-cost solution, there have to be more. There have to be grippers, there have to be vision, or perhaps also not igus, other robot kinematics. And therefore we started 4 years ago our mission with the marketplace for low-cost robotics with 2 guarantees. The first guarantee is that every part you are choosing into the shopping cart fits together. So you get the guarantee that everything works together on software and also on hardware side. The second guarantee that you get is that every product is focused on low cost, and you can prove that by yourself with a live price. From the beginning up to now, we had more than 2,000 projects, and we collect more than 400 different applications, low-cost solutions for your inspiration or for your copy and paste exercise directly online on RBTX, because you can see what is used, you can see how it's used, and you can directly build it up by yourself. One really new thing is the RBT experience. So we get the demand or the feedback of the market that our customers want to build up, for example, this beautiful table that you see before with the Rebels, but for their dimensions. For example, in this height, this length, perhaps I want to have a backplate, I want to have 2 doors. On the desk, perhaps there has to be something for sure, because it's automation. There can be a robot on the table. There can be a gripper in front, and also a 7-axis. This configurator takes you into the journey of your own configured robot cell or robot table in this case. It helps you because you don't have to think about designing holes to mount the rubber plate at the table, and you don't have to think about if it in the end really fits together. In the end, you get everything shipped directly to your site, and you can build up the full solution. Now we have a cheap robot. We have an affordable full solution with many parts. Something is missing, the integration part, so the programming part in the end. And that brings me to the next new thing, the Any app. The Any app is a software which can handle any robot. That's the idea. Not because we are thinking we make better software than the robot manufacturers by themselves. This app is just focusing on really, really easy pick-and-place applications. In the end, the low-cost solution customer don't want to think about if they want to use a big robot for big loads, a small robot for small roads. In the end, it always has to be easy to program that. Easy and having fun engineering by doing complete solutions brings me to my last point. the Egoversum. From now on, we have the possibility to program our robots totally digital. And for this use case, we will take you to the moon. In this case, I'm programming a humanoid robot directly with these controllers. I'm putting the igus flag, placing the igus flag directly in the moon. I think we are one of the first robot manufacturers who are doing this on the moon. And this is my last part. One example for using virtual reality to program real robots in real life. And I want to hand over to Marco because I'm pretty sure you have a lot more good examples what to do in virtual reality.
Thank you, Alex. I think so. Pleasure for me to introduce you the Igoverse, but instead talking too much, I take you directly on a trip into the Igoverse. Enjoy. The idea of the virtual world came to us during COVID. Less exhibitions, less travels. How can we demonstrate our products, collaborate with customers, create new solutions with and for our customers? We see several pods behind me. In these pods are the igus industry worlds located. But not also the industry worlds, also machines from our customer, like the machine from Escalator. We will join now. Now we're in a customer pod in the Egoverse and we see a machine from Escalator. On my left side, we see the CEO of Escalator, Dina Wright. Hi Dina, how are you?
Hi Marco, very nice. Nice to meet you here in the Egoversum.
Which kind of machine do we see here? And what is it for?
So Escalator is a machine producer, and this is a laser machine for surface treatment. And what we do, in fact, I'll give you a little tour. So an object is put in here into the machine, then here it is lasered. And in this cabin, there's a camera which works with AI, and we constantly manage to have the perfect laser settings through this AI. And then here on this side, on the right side, the piece which is lasered is taken out and put into one of the boxes. In fact, with this Delta robot from you, here it is. I'll show you where it is placed. And in fact, this Delta robot from igus takes the product and puts it into one of the boxes.
Wow, very cool. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Marco. It's a pleasure for us to be here at the Egoversum with our machine.
And now let's go to the industry world. Here we are in the offshore pod and meet our colleague Tim. Hi, Tim. Wait, we come upstairs. Hi, Tim.
Hi, Marco.
I see many different parts here. Why?
Yeah, this is our E-loop, and we are using this energy supply system for top drive drilling units on drilling rigs. We are not only supplying them for new builds, but also for retrofits. That means we are replacing an existing system from the rig with an E-loop. And I'm using VR to show our customers how easy it is to integrate an E-loop into the rig, and what are the challenges with retrofitting an existing service loop with an E-loop. So we can go through the installation process step by step. This saves us time later when we're installing the system on the rig. And of course, since we do not need to travel to the rig, this is also very reliable.
Oh, very interesting. Thank you, Tim.
Thank you, Marco. Bye.
Let's go ahead to the brand world. See you. Bye.
See you.
We are almost at the end of our iGoverse tour. We see here the digital booth, and we also see Michael Plus. Hi, Michael. You're here and not in Hanover?
Yes, Marco, I'm in Hanover, but I'm also here in the iGoverse because I'm just taking another look at our booth, which is being built in parallel here in Hanover. We are presenting the interaction of digital tools with motion plastics for more than 25 industries. We have more than 10 digital services to make it even easier for our customers to access the right igus motion plastics product in a playful way. For example, identity, the fast spare parts search with artificial intelligence. An application is photographed and AI directly recognizes which igus part is in it. The online store is reached in a flash and the product can be ordered. This saves downtimes. But we will also showing news from our Change Recycling platform, which we launched a few months ago. Here, customers can have their plastic components recycled and at the same time, processed material in the form of regrind and regranulate can be bought or sold. Recycling made easy. Just 3 clicks, you can become a participant of the circular economy. Also on the digital booth, we will be showing our construction machine. Why? Because we want to demonstrate our new igus Go app. Take a picture of an application and with artificial intelligence, you will right away to be led to the igus parts that have potential to be used in this application to make it lubrication free. Welcome in real life. Welcome to the real digital igus booth. Welcome to igus enjoyneering. Real innovations and digital revolutions. As you can see, a lot is happening here. This is where the construction machine will be placed on Monday. We cordially invite you to enter the iGoverse here and experience our application worlds in virtual reality. The igus bike will also be represented, combined with a game. You can ride a road in VR and collect plastic waste in the process. Because the igus bike by material will also soon be available made from recycled plastic waste. Our RBTX platform with remote control of the robot will also be on display. Everything here revolves around our motion plastics. Of course, we also have many product innovations from the energy chain sector. Among others, for the clean room, such this eSkin flat cable carrier, now also available in ESD. Or environmentally friendly shore power supply solutions for ports. My colleagues will now tell you more about this. Have fun.
Last year at SPS, I had the pleasure of presenting you the new CF98 Plus and CF99 Plus cable family, right? Perhaps you can remember, this was the first cable available from catalog for use in the energy chain with a guaranteed service life of 100 million double strokes. This high-end TPE cable with special alloy conductors was successfully tested in the igus laboratory over 10 years at a radius of less than 3 times D. Well, sounds like a cable folded, right? This innovation was a bestseller, or is a bestseller, especially when it comes to high number of cycles or clean room applications. Interesting, once I was at an event where I was presenting this new cable series, and during the break, someone asked me, "Hey, is semiconductor industry your main business?" This question really shocked me a little bit, because as you surely know, igus supply to all kinds of industry, from very small and nice to very large and heavy. And that's why I'd like to introduce you something really massive today, our Chainflex highlight for this year's exhibition. And for that, I have to change my clothes. Give me a second. Some safety is important for having new things. The CF Special 5 top drive cable now with DNV approval. This cable is especially developed for hydraulic top drive applications. In combination with the E-loop, it offers a maximum safety. And you can imagine that when drilling operations are carried out in extremely harsh environments, we are talking about high investments. A system failure in such kinds of projects can be very expensive. The combination of modular E-loop with this chain-flaked CF Special 5 cable offers clear advantages. At first, a compact system instead of several so-called service loops. Second, clearly defined bending radius and protection of the cable in case of strong winds through the E-loop. Third, it's so much modular that the cables can be easily adapted or replaced. Number 4, the CF Special 5 cable family is developed for such kind for harsh environment application with integrated aramide tensile elements. And in addition to all the other advantages of this perfect match system, the CF Special 5 cables have now been tested and safety confirmed by DNV. This means igus is now the first supplier of E-loop cables with a DNV approval, offering certified safety, and important for the factor when it comes to the topic of investment insurance. And just as always at igus, from stock, no minimum order, no cutting cost, but with 36 months chain flex guarantee. CF Special 5 cable from igus.
From small and clean to very large and heavy, we can also provide that in the energy chain sector. Clean rooms are becoming increasingly important in more and more industries. In the production of highly sensitive products, for example in the semiconductor manufacturing, they have become an essential part of the process. Especially the production of lithium-ion batteries, a key component of electromobility, requires very special conditions, which are achieved by combining dry and clean rooms. The requirements for the abrasion resistance of moving components are particularly high, because any contamination has a damaging effect on the product and the process. Due to the increasing number of plants and automation of the systems, the need for suitable energy chains is also growing. The quality requirements are constantly increasing, on the customer side as well as on the side of the test standards. Therefore, we cooperate with the Fraunhofer IPA Institute, where our energy chains are tested in standardized motion cycles. This allows us to make a clear statement on the cleanroom classification of our products. For the combination of the ISO cleanroom classification under dry room conditions, the IPA has developed a new type of certificate. Our E629 energy chain has been proven in cleanroom applications for many years and is now the very first energy chain ever to successfully pass this test. The result, ISO Class 4. In the IPA's new dry clean cape, cleanroom suitability was tested at a dew point of -40 degrees Celsius. These dry room conditions correspond to a relative humidity of 1% at 22 degrees Celsius room temperature. At the same time, we test the E6 connectors in a dry room in our own test lab. About 10 million double strokes have already been achieved and the tests are still running. So far about our small and clean products, and now we come to the very large and big products. Jörg, it's your turn.
Thank you, Christian. Not only the demand for cleanroom solutions continues to grow. In view of the climate crisis, more and more companies are turning to sustainable technologies. This is an important topic of concern for port operators who want to make container shipping more sustainable. 5 major European ports have agreed that by 2028, container ships will be supplied with shore power. Our shore power solutions protect the environment and contribute to an improved carbon footprint in the world's ports. Providing shore power for a complete container ship is a major challenge. The position of the container ship, the guiding of medium voltage cables, and the safety features are just a few of the challenges. The igus solution is our new e-chain reel, which was developed for the high standards in ports. A motor-driven and drummable e-chain system that functions like a mobile power socket. Travel lengths up to 100 meters are possible. The e-chain reel enable a clean power supply for different types of ships during the light times in the ports. The needed power can be like that of a small city. In contrast to power production of the ship by diesel power, the supply with shore power protects the environment and the health of the people in the port areas in the long term. The mobile and space-saving e-chain reel system is easy to handle and also increase work safety by preventing plugging under voltage. Expensive medium voltage cables no longer lie free on the terminal, thanks to the e-chain reel. They are protected from abrasion, cuts, and other damage. A special chain with rollers ensures an especially long service life for the cables and minimizes the drive forces. This also saves drive energy. To increase system availability and the service life of the energy chain, our smart solution for condition monitoring and predictive maintenance can also be integrated. Richard Habering will now show you our smart plastics innovation in the igus test lab.
$1.5 trillion. A lot of money. And these are roughly the cost which the 500 biggest players in the world pay for unexpected downtime, for example, of those 6-axis robots. And our first news this year is a brake detection exactly for that robot for preventing those costs. I would like to show. So, stop, my friend. So, imagine it hooks anywhere here. I imagine with the sample, it cut the triflex, and this little gap is enough that the sensor detected, and the sensor on the robot is there, and this will stop the robot immediately, and there is nothing more to do than to repair one link, to reconnect it, and restart the robot. And just with that, you save $1.5 trillion. They are not so much, but at least no downtime costs. This is a bus cable, an Ethernet cable. And the magenta colored cables in the chain are bus cables, chain flex bus cables, specially made with guarantee for the e-chain systems. So used in the industry, there's the cabinet. Often there's the static part, will be guided anyhow to the machine. Connected, runs by the cable, runs by the e-chain, and from the e-chain, probably it runs by the three-dimensional robot, whatever. So all these parts are really stressed by dynamic influences. So, and if something happens, if the transmission feature goes down, our news this year, the CFD monitoring system for Ethernet will detect it, will show the percentage of the transmission quality on a display, and as soon as something is going down, this percentage will run down, and if the transmission feature really goes below a level that nothing works, the system will show exactly how far is the distance until the error. So that makes it easy for the maintenance guys to identify the reason, the root cause, change it, restart the machine very quickly. reducing time for looking for the mistakes, preventing unexpected downtime, with the percentage information. This, at the end of the day, saves money. Yep. This is a baby. It's simple. You need a diaper, you need some milk, and it grows. Or probably you need a little bit more. You need to sense it, you need to know it's hungry, it's not tired, or whatever. Yeah, for that you need a little bit more sense to provide everything that the baby is able to grow. And this is what we're doing for your applications now with the supervised igus Smart Service for your applications. You allow us to save application information together with our product informations, and this gives us the possibility to remind you if things needs to be done, like an inspection or at the end of lifetime, probably also the replacement. But there's time enough because we call you early enough to do that. And also you have the possibility, with the access to the system, to order spare parts, to get informations, to get support, or request a service, or much more better, order some sensors for your system, igus Smart Plastics, which will protect your chain against bad things. This is what we call from now supervised igus Smart Service. Thanks a lot. And now you have to go to bed.
Yeah, thank you, Richard. My question is, do you have that for a 16-year-old son of mine at his peak of puberty? Superwise would really help. So Richard showed us sustainability in letting the igus products run as long as possible when they run. Sustainability for us and engineering for us is also calculating the life of the product before you select it, and also choosing which product do you choose, possibly for the longest life of all the variations of igus. There are 56 online tools live as we speak. Almost every igus product can be calculated. Every product except for the very, very new ones. Whether it's a robot cable or a bushing, a ball bearing, a linear motion, or even as we saw, and we saw many examples, 3D printed part. Now, here's something completely new. As of next Monday, igus will offer to build these online configurators, online digital twins, for other customers. We call this service Copla. It's a configuration platform. Copla uses the many standardized software snippets which we have created for these 56 online tools. And we think that we can build for industrial customers online configurators very fast and very cost effective. As of Monday, our contact people will be on the booth in Hall 17, and we're happy to take the inquiries. And now for one very last thing, also new. During this winter, a couple of igus engineers, led by Dennis Banning, our factory manager bearings, adopted the machine heat from injection molding machines for heating our production halls and now starting offices. This itself is not so new. It's been done before. There are two things that we found. First of all, we didn't find any manual, any tips on how to do it. And secondly, they devised a way to bring the heat from the machine directly to the heater without a transfer heat pump. What we decided now, what we do, we take this information, an online building manual, so that any company in the world can follow the steps that we did. Any company can use their machine heat for eliminating gas or other heating systems in the wintertime. We decided to do that free of charge, and we have made the following calculation. If only the injection molding plants in the world would use it. We calculate about 1 million running injection molding machines in the world right now. If only all of them would use it, they would save 7 billion of cubic meters of gas. They would save 14 million tons of CO2. And the heating performance would be adequate to the equivalent of, 3.18 million German households. It's relatively cold in Germany, 4 people households. So let's heat gas free next winter. Go online, it's a machine heat recovery system from igus, blueprint to build it. So thank you very much for listening. I've been at igus full-time for 40 years. I've never seen so much creativity in creating the products and in creating this material. I'm very humble and modest that I'm able to work with this great group of people. And thank you for seeing all that. We invite you to the press lunch in Hanover, Tuesday, April 18th at noontime, 12 o'clock, in our digital enjoyneering booth in Hall 17, close to Microsoft and Google. Yeah, thank you very much, and we're here for your questions.